What's going on, guys? Sean Day here with Full Tilt Bike Co. Have you guys ever wondered how to make your bike more comfortable? What if I told you guys there was one part on your bike that you guys could change to make your biggest boost in your comfort while riding? Today we're going to talk all about handlebars. Alrighty, we're going to get into our Handlebar Rise. Handlebar Rise is how tall the bars are, and it measures from the clamping area of the bars to the clamping area of the grips. This is considered the overall size of your handlebars and what most riders prioritize when looking at different bars. Nowadays, people seem to lean more toward lower handlebar settings, but really it's all personal preference if you want your handlebars higher or lower. Just know that a higher handlebar setting is going to put less weight on your front tire, whereas a lower handlebar setting is going to put more weight on your front tire. There's no right or wrong while choosing your handlebars, but it all comes down to what works best for you when you're riding. Alright, the next thing we're going to get into is the back sweep. The back sweep is how much bend is on the handlebars. Typically, the more bend in the handlebars, the closer it gets to the rider, and then it's more comfortable for things like manualing and jumping. A lower back sweep number makes for a flatter handlebar. A flatter handlebar is going to give you a more aggressive gate start position. It'll feel better accelerating, but it won't feel as good around the track. Most people find more back sweep to be more comfortable while riding around the track, while others may find the larger back sweep a little bit uncomfortable while in the gate. There is no right or wrong way to go here as well. It's just all personal preference. Alrighty, the third thing we're going to get into is upsweep. Upsweep is how the grips come up towards the rider. Believe it or not, a completely flat bar wouldn't be that comfortable, so manufacturers tend to add a little bit of upsweep to every handlebar, somewhere around 2 to 3 degrees. You won't have to worry about these measurements too much because it's pretty standard across most companies' racing bars, but as we said before, zero upsweep would be pretty uncomfortable, so pretty much all race bars are going to have that 2 to 3 degree upsweep, allowing for a more comfortable grip while riding. The final thing we're going to talk about is the width. The width is from bar end to bar end of the handlebars. The width impacts how far apart your hands are when holding the grips. A wider position will offer more stability, while a narrower hold will have a more responsive feel. Unlike the measurements we talked about before, this is a measurement that can be customized post-purchase by cutting the ends of the handlebars as much as you would personally like to cut them. Before you cut the handlebars, we recommend that you ride with the handlebars at their stock width, because you can always cut more, but you can never add more. Just like all the other measurements, width is going to be another thing that you just have to kind of play around with until you find it is your perfect personal preference. Alright, now that we've covered all the measurements of a handlebar, now I'm going to get into some of my personal preferences for my handlebars. I have 7-inch rise, 28-inch width, and 10-degree back sweep on my handlebars. The rise is really important to me because that judges where I stand on my bike. I tend to ride pretty center bike, but sometimes I ride a little bit farther backward. I know that we said that higher handlebars allow for more stabilization while riding the bike, but I can manage to have just as much stabilization while running my handlebars pretty low. And then the next thing that's really important to me is the sweep. I tend to run a lot more sweep than most people do. I run a 10-degree back sweep on my bars. That allows for me to have a lot of control while manualing and jumping, versus the flat bar. I feel a little bit too tense because it's something I'm not really used to. The final thing is the width of the handlebars. I tend to ride pretty narrow with my handlebars. I cut them post-purchase. It's everybody's personal preference, whether it's the rise, the back sweep, the upsweep, or the width. So now you guys know what I look for in my handlebars, so let's summarize what we went through today. Today we covered all the different measurements of a racing handlebar, and as we've learned, a lot of these things are going to come down to your own personal preference. Now that I've shared my personal specs, let's hear your personal specs, so drop a comment in the comment box down below. And don't forget, no matter your personal preference, we carry a wide selection of racing handlebars over at Full Tilt Bike Co. So make sure you guys head over there and check it out and see what handlebars that you guys will like. Alright guys, that's all we've got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, so make sure you guys tune in for the next one. Dude, that was such a weak throw.